that person to pay. And I remember I got so pissed off. I don't know how it escalated. So it started there, and I know the next I blink, and you know where we end up next? Do you remember?
Face to face.
It was in the middle of the basketball court. I think our foreheads were like almost touching, and we were just screaming at each other. And I remember I was saying some toxic shit.
Michael, I was on Reddit this week, and I actually came across this post that I thought was pretty funny, and I wanted to share with you. I'm just going to read it quickly, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Am I the asshole for kicking my best man out of my wedding for his gamer talk about my fiance?
I thought you were going to say when you first started, am I a bad person for kicking the best man in the crotch? Sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
Am I the asshole for kicking my best man out of my wedding for his gamer talk about my fiance? Okay.
All right. First, expand on gamer talk.
Okay.
Like, what
no. I want you to take a guess. I think it's interesting because it's like ambiguous, right?
Yeah, I have no idea what
do you think that is about? Like that post could even be about?
Like in general?
In general. Like what do you think he's kind of pissed about?
Oh, like guessing why.
Like what is gamer talk? Like I want you to take a guess for what gamer talk is.
Well, gamers are pretty fiery when they're in game and they rage a lot. So I'm guessing the best man flamed or like talked shit with the boys about the fiance at some point. I don't know.
Okay.
That's good as I mean,
that's pretty accurate. So I'll give you the rundown.
Okay.
Basically what happened is his fiance is like pretty good at games. Yeah.
Oh,
like
shit.
she's like an actual gamer. And all his friends, they like game, but they're not gamers.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then his best friend's like, oh, I want to play against your fiance. Like, kind of like, oh, I'm not scared of any gamer girls.
Oh.
Proceeds to get his ass whooped in Smash. Like, Ultimate Smash, right?
Yeah.
It's like, whatever, it's chill.
Yeah.
Then they play like this game called Rainbow Six. It's kind of like CS.
FPS.
Yeah, it's like FPS
first
game,
person
right?
shooter, yeah.
And she's playing on his account. And she's whooping everyone's ass.
Oh.
And then she goes to the toilet. And then he puts on the headset.
Yeah.
And the first thing he starts hearing is his best friend talking mad smack. Like, oh, girls try hard. She's so good at the game, but I don't think she can make a sandwich and that shit. And he's just like, and then he gets called out on it. And he's like, oh, bro, it's just a joke. Just a joke. So then he kicks him out of the wedding. What do you think?
Okay, wait. I want to make sure I understand something. You know when they're talking mad trash in that gamer talk scenario, but the wife or the fiance was in-game playing.
Yeah. But then she
ducked out.
Yeah.
Were they only talking trash while she ducked out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so
she doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Oh, okay, so it was a trash talk in her absence.
Yeah, it's so trashy, isn't it? That's so trashy. What do you think? Is he the asshole or is he not?
Oh... And he was the best man, and he's now
man.
kicked out of the wedding. Not even like part of the groomsmen type.
Dude, how awkward is it
I
to be
see.
demoted? You're just not invited at that point. You know what I mean?
Asshole.
Dude, why are you taking so damn long? It's 100% he's not the asshole. The best friend's the asshole. Surely. Dude, I think as soon as that trash talk is happening and the attitude is, I'm just joking, bruh. That's not your friend, dude. That's just someone you coexisted with that you thought were close friends with, and you mistook it.
But I'm thinking of it as it's just like light banter in a gaming environment. I don't know how intense this shit talk is.
Nah, dude, that's just shit.
So it's kind of like if we're talking, let's say I talk trash about Jez, all right, and
What are you saying?
I like something as a joke, like I'm gonna have to come up with something because I never talk trash about Jez. It is all new to me. Like,
It's like
so she studies like, I don't know, animal science or something, and I make a joke about that. Is that to the extent where, okay, now I'm kicked out of the damn wedding because I made a joke about that?
no, but he's being
Heartlessly.
obviously misogynistic in that context.
Oh, because he's saying like, she's so try hard, I bet she can't even make a sandwich.
he's making like, he's obviously butthurt as hell.
Yeah.
And he's lashing out.
Yeah, right.
Because he can't handle the fact that a girl's better at games than he is. That's misogynistic.
Okay.
You know, and I think that's
GG.
That's not cool, you know, especially if it's about my fiance, you know.
Yeah,
and if you get called out, the attitude can't be, bro,
Oh,
it's just a joke, bro.
Yeah,
it's
relax,
just a
relax.
joke, relax.
Yeah.
Well, you said butthurt about it, you know?
Okay. I think because if I think it would have been a much more clear decision for me that he was clearly the asshole, totally deserves getting kicked out of the entire wedding if it was like over dinner and he was trash talking her about something that was very personal about her. That
To
has
her face?
No, but has truth to it. So in this sense, he's just butthurt. And it's not actually that personal to the fiance as much about her character or something. It's like, okay, she whooped my ass in games, fuck you, blah, 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 and say a few things. As opposed to over dinner, and the comment was like, dude, like she is such a spoiled brat because of this behavior. And to me, that's like a very personal accusation, a very personal directed attack that has maybe like evidence or anecdotes tied to it.
Are you saying that you would kick him out because of that?
Yeah, I would. Wow. Because I think to me, that's like if like they're consciously trying to fault and be offensive of her character.
I'm surprised because I actually think that would be okay.
Oh, what?
Because like if you're saying there's truth to it, so it's something that it's a hard truth. Like everyone can see that she's got personality issues.
But I don't know if everyone can see, but it's like maybe it's just over conversation. The bros might not know her so well, and he's just bringing all this shit up to defame her, almost.
I don't. It just depends on how you encounter. Because you're like, bro, she's a little bit of a spoiled brat. Like,
oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Then I'm just like, yikes! Like you're my best bro, and you're saying that about my girlfriend, you know. But it's not like you're saying it maliciously. Whereas in this situation, bro, he's obviously saying it because he's fucking butthurt.
Yeah,
that's just not a guy I want to be friends with, you know.
Okay.
Whereas if he's just like, bro, you sure you want to be married? Like,
yeah, it depends on the intent as well.
Yeah.
If you're just talking in that dinner and just talking trash for the shits and giggles with everyone, as opposed to, dude, I'll worry for you and I'm noticing this, man. The tone is so different. If he's saying the same thing.
Yeah. I don't like, I think like putting down other people to get a love, that's
And here's the thing. It's like, the reality is you can trash talk anyone in your life. Like every single person in your life, there is something that you can trash talk about. It's really more of a decision whether you decide to bring that shit up and talk about it. And I think if it's with if it's with your fiance, then like I don't even want to I don't want to go there. I don't want to bring that up unless I think it's actually unhealthy and hurting your relo. Because everyone has bad habits or everyone has certain like situations or times where they were just fucking shit. But it's not necessary to bring them up.
Hypothetically, we go to the dinner and you notice that my fiance is wearing socks with thongs on. Would you bring anything up on the day? Socks with thongs on.
Like with the thing in the middle.
The thing in the middle.
Shit. Not slides?
Nah, slides is fine.
Oh, I see.
Just the thong, because you have to like grip it super hard. You know, you got to super grip on the thing so it doesn't fall off. Because with the...
I know what you're talking about. Oh.
Everyone's done it.
I have done it before.
Imagine coming to a dinner and it's like, hi, and you go in for the hug and you look down, you know, you just see it like, you freeze.
I grab onto her, holding her, wait a second. And then you're like, get the fuck off my fiance.
You bring it up.
Yeah, but to her face, you know? Like, bro, you're trash. At least have some taste and get slides. Like, something like that, you know? I ain't gonna fault her for
taste
that.
and have slides. I don't think that's much better in
that
a
is
dinner.
a definite upgrade. That makes you cool.
Over the thongs, I guess.
Exactly.
You're only saying that because you're wearing those now.
That is true. Because I forgot we had
Next week, you're going to say, bro, people that wear socks and slides are trash.
So trash. And I just got to make sure I ain't wearing it. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. But kicking out of the weddings, like, that's to me, that means game over in terms of like, we're not friends anymore.
I think so. Because I think.
But here's the thing. We got to remember, this is not just a casual bro. This is a best man. You know what best man means? It means that there's probably a long-lasting friendship over years.
Could not.
Well, okay, true.
Could not.
That he could just, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, motherfucker, yeah, right? But assuming what I would do, like my best man is like my closest friend, right? And I want him there to celebrate with me. So this one instance to GG the entire friendship is quite a lot. That's why it's not who's the asshole in terms of like, yes, he was definitely the asshole at first, but I was more thinking, is that the right response to just knock him out of the entire wedding? Because to me, that's over.
I think for me, it's just more he discovers a part of his friend that disqualifies him from being a friend. I totally get that, you know? Like,
right.
You can be friends with someone, even close friends with someone.
Yep.
Like, I think if you're thinking about us, like best friends, if you did something stupid, I'd call you out on it until you changed it.
Yep.
You know? But if I was thinking like just what people consider close friends, like the normal people, then it's just like you enjoy spending time with. It's people you spend time with, like playing games and stuff, but you never have deep chats about.
Right.
Then you discover this whole red flag on their personality. It's like if you're dating, I guess it's the mentality. If you're dating someone, you discover a huge red flag, like they wear thongs with socks, and then you're like, your reaction is like, okay, we're breaking up, or it's like positives and negatives. But like, let's say you saw that red flag, it was a red flag for you.
Big one, yeah.
You kick them out, right? And I think that is a major red flag if someone is like, he just seems like a shit person.
Yeah.
You know? And you're saying, oh, but like if he's your best man, I feel like my best man would never be in that situation. So I can only imagine it's like not the same type of best man. It's just like a friend that's close that you game with every night, you know, and you're like, oh, I don't really have any other friends.
Yeah.
Because he's 35.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess he must have fallen apart from his close friends. I can see that totally happening where it's just like, I don't really want you at my wedding anymore because I found out you're...
Yeah. That's true, actually.
You know what I mean?
It's literally the opposite sentiment to what I want. If you think about what we were talking about this year, and I was like, holy crap, we've been talking, like you've been sharing about Jez for so long, and I don't think I properly got to hang out and actually get to appreciate her as a person, except through the stories that you share. And I was like, but if you are my close friend, and this is a person that matters so much to you, then inherently they're important to me just as a person.
Yeah.
And so I want to like appreciate that person as opposed to like ever wanting to shit talk or trash talk them in a negative light. And it's also
not with good intent.
Yeah.
If it's good intent, you tell them to their face.
Like
bro.
if it's not out of concern, it's
That's like excellent. Especially it's just like shitty because he's talking about it with the other friends without, he didn't even know the main OP was even there.
Yeah.
He was just, the guy happened to put on the headphones and was like hearing the smack talk.
Yeah, I think that's extra like rage because it's like, damn, if the world didn't come together at that point and all probabilities just made sense, he would have missed that conversation and have never known of this type of trash talk that's going on. Yeah. And this kind of like hurtful, prideful, misogynistic kind of commentary that's being made.
So shitty. I hate that. Yeah. That actually reminds me, like, let's talk about that situation where you don't find out, you know? I remember high school. I didn't know this, but for a while, I remember people, I heard after the fact that people were shit talking who I was dating at the time, you know, and saying the craziest things about her. My friends, who to my face were like, oh, you guys are such a cute couple. And then between themselves were shit talking my girlfriend so much. Dude, that rage. See, I think I relate to that so much because I'm like, dude, that's GG for me. I cut out everyone that I found was involved. And I was like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with you guys because you guys are like two-faced as hell. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I'm coming from, where it's just like, nah, screw that. So I'm like, is there any time you remember? Yeah. I guess this is like, let's cap that convo now. I think we've talked about it enough. Is there any time that you've been like so angry? When was the last time you were so angry? Because I think that was the last time I was like, angry. Like, holy shit, I was so furious. I thought I could kill someone. Like,
Holy crap. Because it was so unexpected.
Yeah, I was coming back from camp.
Yeah.
It's 1 week without phone, without messenger, and then
Yep.
someone messages me, yo, you need to see this. They link me the messages, and I'm reading it I'm literally thinking about, man, I had such a good week. I'm so excited to come back to these friends.
Yeah.
And then I see this, oh, bro, it was so GG. I was
Holy crap.
I was shaking on the way home. Like, man, these boys, they don't know what's coming for them.
You better catch these hands.
Man, I'm so angry.
Dang.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's the end. Yeah, that is
Yeah, right?
end of friendship. Yeah, at that point.
What about you? When was the last time you were so angry you could kill?
I could,
Yeah, that angry.
it's got to be that basketball story, hey. Yeah, with the time when I was we were in the social comp together, and there was a guy who was in the team, and a context behind it is your close friend actually, like he was much closer to you, and I only knew him through basketball, and.
Yeah.
I think my initial honest impressions was I didn't like the guy.
Yeah, you told me from the day one.
I didn't know what it was, but I just don't think the vibe was there. But then I try to justify like, oh, I don't want to hold on to this certain like invisible resentment just because I felt it at the very beginning. So I was like, okay, screw that. Like, we're better than this. Like, let's try to build a friendship anyway. Because especially I think you actually got really close with him. And so in my eyes at the time, it's like, well, if you're going to get close with him, then there's got to be something good about this person. Like, I trust that you're sensible enough to make friends with someone who has good quality. So I'm like, I bet, I'm a trust. So yeah, whatever. It was always just mediocre. We never got like close. I tried, but just couldn't feel it. But it was never like, oh, I don't want to fucking see you, you know? And I remember one of the weeks before. So this is the week before my outbreak. Yeah. We had a discussion, and I literally said to him, because I remember I wanted consensus. I said, yo, guys, to the team, and I think to him, he was definitely there. If we ever invite a sub for the team to fill in a gap,
We pay for the sub.
we pay for the sub.
Yeah.
Like, are you guys happy with this sort of arrangement? And everyone was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, they're doing us a favor. Like, we're down a person. They're coming, making time out of their schedule. We should pay for them. Okay, fantastic. Like, good communication, right? Okay, it's sorted. Next week, we're missing a person, of course. And so we invite one of our friends. They come and play, blah, blah, blah. The end of the game comes along. And the guy, because he's also part of, the guy that we invited, he's also part of this social comp. So he knows he knows that we have to pay every week. So he's like, oh yeah, like how much is it this week? Like, I'll pay. And I'm like to him, dude, all good. You don't have to pay. We got you covered. And your mate comes along. And he's just like, no, dude. He said he wants to pay. Just make him pay.
Yeah.
And I think I just got so pissed off. I was so pissed off because of two things. Number one, we
agreed on it.
Agreed on this. I'm thinking, if you're just gonna change your mind like this, just because he offered, obviously out of like just general courtesy, then why the fuck do we even talk about anything? Then let's just not bother making decisions, because clearly it doesn't hold any weight. And the second thing is I just felt embarrassed because I told the guy, don't worry, we got it covered.
Yeah.
And so now I feel responsible to make sure we cover for him. And then he comes along and basically just like fractures that reputation because he's now kind of like giving him a little bit of subtle pressure for that person to pay. And I remember I got so pissed off. I don't know how it escalated. So it started there, and I know the next, I blink, and you know where we end up next? Do you remember?
Face to face.
It was in the middle of the basketball court. I think our foreheads were like almost touching, and we were just screaming at each other. And I remember I was saying some toxic shit. I was like, "Oh, are you in a financial struggle? Is that what it is? You can't pay the extra $3?
And you know what he said?
I'll give you money."
Yes.
Yes. I was like, "Okay, no worries. I'll pay for you. You fucking poor bitch. You're 30-something years old and you can't pay an extra $3. What a shit life you're living. Fuck you." That's exactly how I felt. Oh, I'm getting pissed off right now. Just thinking about it, man. Holy crap.
I mean, I actually didn't remember that story.
Oh, really?
I actually was thinking of something else when you say basketball.
Oh.
Because what I remember is he got teched and he got thrown out. And I remember going at him and being like, yo, you need to like chill out and be like a role model because you're older. Like, is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I think that was like really close. Like it was either the week of or the week before something. And it was just like tensions were rising. Like that team was just so toxic because we were always missing a player. We were always stressing and shit.
Yeah.
And then that happened. And like, to be fair, I do think the guy has a lot of good qualities. That's why he was like a close friend, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I think when I introduced him to my friends, I started seeing like aspects that I thought maybe weren't so desirable. And I just didn't know how to approach it because he was older.
Yeah.
He was an older friend and I wanted to like help him, but not like step on his toes and shit.
When you say help him, as in
like bring it up and be like, yo, like, what do you think about this attitude? And I just remember like bringing up like that role model thing.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, what do you think about like, oh, like, yo, I think you should be a role model. And he was just like, nah, this is why I did it. And I just, we couldn't see face to face.
Oh, okay.
And then it just felt weird because I kept on getting pushback. So I think that's when we started distancing.
Yep.
Just because, you know, like, it's hard to be friends with someone that's not willing to listen. And I felt like that was an issue.
That's so, it's, you know what that brings up? Like, the fear of having a close friends that are in separate circles, and you have this, you wake up one day and you're like, I've got a grand idea. It's like, why don't I get them to meet each other?
It's like, dude, hanging out with this guy is so good.
So good.
Hanging out with this guy is so good. Surely.
And it's disaster.
They're literally disaster.
I swear to, like, that's why, like, you hear, like, you have friends in this circle and you have friends in this circle and you can talk so much about them and have such deep relationships, yet they don't even know each other. Like, they might have never even seen each other because there's so much fear, and you are that middle representative.
Yeah, dude.
So if they don't like them, that means it reflects poorly on you.
So poorly.
So poorly.
Because the mentality is like, surely if you best friends with this guy, you saw something in him.
Yeah.
And then if you have a falling out, then you're like, what the fuck did you see in it? I'm like, bro.
Why'd you bring toxicity into
How
my
am I supposed to know? Like, I'm not pervy. I remember back to that situation though, the incident.
Yeah.
Can't even remember, but I remember trying to mediate between the two of you. And man, you were so angry at that time.
Yeah.
Like, it was like talking to a brick wall. So then I turned to the guy, and then I'm like trying to talk to him. I'm like, bro, you're older. Surely you understand. And same thing. I'm like, okay. I go to Michael. I go to you. I'm like, bro, like, he's like this, and you're like, nah, fuck up. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I get it back to him. I'm like, he's younger. Can't you see him over there? Nah, fuck up. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
You know what would be the perfect story? If you tried to, I just punch you in the face. You're like,
okay, I go to him. What do you have to say about you? And I'm just like knocked out on the floor. And they're like, you two see each other and you're like, you know what, we're okay.
We're good now. You got two purple eyes. You're just like widespread on the floor.
Shit's bullshit, man.
But that moment was such a scary moment for me. It was such a scary moment for me because I think I remember even not so long prior to that incident happening, I think we had a discussion about our maturity. And I remember saying shit like, dude, I'm so mature these days.
I haven't been angry in so long.
Yeah, dude, I'm in such good control of my emotions. I feel frustrated. I know how to dig it. Like, I know how to dig in and keep it into myself and just have a bit of a poker face even when I really want to express. And I thought I was like 80 and ready to go fishing, you know, like just zen. And holy shit, I was not zen.
Instead, you packed your boxing gloves and you realized instead of the bait, like, shit, I guess I'm going to war.
Holy crap. And so now, again, it has been a while since I've been that angry. Like, how many years has it been now? 3, 4?
3
years or so,
something
right?
like that.
And I'm starting to think, hey, Michael, you're pretty zen. But you know what? I've learned from my... So if anyone ever asks me, am I good with my anger management? I'm going to say, I've got no idea. Just try really piss me off. And then I guess that's the only way to find out. You know, if you really piss me off and I stay silent, and I guess I have improved a little bit.
You
But
stay silent. What? You're just like sitting there. Man, I'm so angry. He doesn't even know.
But boys, hold me back, hold me
You
back.
stepped to my trap card. I'm about to punch you in the face. But you're just too pussy, so you're like, the power of my left arm.
Oh, shit.
It's so cringe.
Oh, no. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, what about you? When was the last time outside of that that story that you gave that you got really, really angry?
I think I'm a person like, I'm generally like chill, but when you like push my buttons, I like get really angry. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm literally got like anger issues, even though like it doesn't like, I think same, just no situations happen because I like avoid them.
Yeah.
But like if we're talking about the actual control and anger, I probably don't have that good anger management, you know? I think I can think back to so many times
Yep.
where I just lost like anger and just like lost in myself in anger and just being like, man, that's kind of cringe that I was so angry that I couldn't control, you know?
Shit.
It's too many times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like funny because like no one takes you seriously. Or like you think like when I was younger, I always used to think like, man, people only take you seriously when you're angry.
Right.
But actually, no one takes you seriously when you're angry. Everyone's just like, look at this schmuck.
Baboon. Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at this schmuck, this low-grade intelligence man who can't control his fucking anger.
It's caveman style.
He's
It's coming out ripping
Yeah,
his
but
shirt.
then you're thinking, man, I'm so cool. Like
So
I'm so
alpha.
alpha. Look at me.
And then the worst thing is like you get pissed and you sit on a chair and then you look like that stupid little kid in kindy who just got anger management. Yeah, exactly.
I'm so angry and I'm right.
And then now you're embarrassed.
And
if
now you have to ask your friend, no, you a lollipop? A lollipop? And you're like,
Oh shit.
maybe.
If you give me 2.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, I remember a time, and it's kind of like, you can kind of tell your good friends on how they act when you're actually angry. Like, as soon as they're angry, what is their reaction, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm thinking back to that time where we, like, graduation. We just graduated.
Yeah.
We're like keen. We're having a lot of excitement. And back then, actually, we were doing like, okay, not illegal, like legal purposes. We weren't doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
But that was when like P platers couldn't have more than 2 people after a certain point in time.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah,
you,
yeah,
me,
yeah.
your girlfriend at the time, and our other close mate.
Yeah.
And then we're like sitting in Macca's.
Let's call him Zach.
Zach,
Yeah,
yeah,
Zach.
Dude, I don't even remember, like thinking back to the time, I don't even remember what we did from 12 p.m. all the way to 6. Because we started moving at 6.
Yeah.
What did we do for those 6 hours? Because we pulled an all-nighter. We were sitting in the car
Just
talking, I
chatting
think.
or whatever. Yeah, time was just
We were
going.
just
This
chatting.
was the night after
Dance.
isn't what our grad, our formal? Our formal. And normally people go after party and stuff, and we
Yeah,
just
yeah,
hung
yeah.
out together.
Yeah. I had people at my house, by the way, as well.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
invited people at my house,
Yeah.
and then you were like, yo, let's hang out. So I was like, okay.
Oh,
so I
shit.
had left like 5 friends at my house,
Oh, my God.
and they're just chilling at my house. They're like, I was like, yeah, I'll be back.
Oh.
I don't come back until the next morning. But anyways, so we're like, okay, let's say 6, and we start driving. We're starting to get tired, man. I just remember, like, I'm at the back, you're at the front, I'm at the back with your girlfriend, Leland's at the front with Lil driving.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach is at the right driving.
Just fuck it.
It's whatever. Lilo.
Lilo, sorry, brother.
I'm just like dozing off. And
Yeah.
then I'm like half asleep. And I just hear like you giving shit instructions. I'm just like smirking to myself. We're never going to make it.
Context is where we're driving
We're
to.
going to like a beach close by. Not Bondi, not nothing. We're driving to a beach nearby.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I
it's a
remember.
30-minute drive, bro.
Yep.
We're supposed to be there in 30 minutes.
Yep.
I'm like, this guy, we're never making it. Why? Because we're driving down the highway, and then I hear, oh, Leland. That was the exit. Leland's like, huh? Leland's a good guy. Oh, that's okay. He's probably thinking, man, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? And then in chat, I hear you guys talking like probably something like serious.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
like, Leland, you're not gonna believe it. But that was the exit. And he was like, oh, okay. And then eventually we're like, and then I just remember him being like, okay, we'll get at this exit.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's not like after the fact. It's just more like chatting. Oh, is that? And he was like, what the fuck? I can't do anything. And then he just misses it. And then it's just like that awkward silence where it's like, you fucked me. Not twice. 3 times now. We're best friends. Yet you're fucking me. Your girlfriend's in the back. How are you fucking me this hard? So it's just like silence, you know. He's like trying to play cool. It's like, it's
whatever.
fine. Mm-hmm. You know, he's doing his clenching, clenching his jaw. Like, Michael's like,
oh shit.
And then I can't remember who, but it's like, fuck it, let's just go Bondi.
Yeah.
And then we get to Bondi. And the sun's up now. I'm like, oh, what a nice day. We stretch, we walk out, starts instantly, like literally open the door, boom, starts raining. And then I just remember I'm like standing next to your girlfriend at the time. And we just like slowly turn our heads to Lilo. And he's just like, he just starts laughing because he's so angry. And then we just don't even talk. Take a couple of photos, we get back in the car. I'm like, Michael, I'll sit in the front. And then I sit in the front.
I think somewhere in that journey as well, like we obviously missed the 2 exits, right? And I just couldn't. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, you were just laughing.
I was just like, this is so fucking stupid because I can't believe I'm this bad at it. And I think it was like, I think I made a joke about it. And then my girlfriend started laughing. I had a bit of a cackle. And I think at one point, like, Lee Long in that car ride there just blew up too. I can't remember where it was.
I think I was half asleep.
He straight up blew up. It was like, what the fuck, guys? Like, stop, this is not fucking funny. And I was like, oh shit, I've never seen this man angry in my life. Yeah, he's so scary.
Such a guy that so chill.
Shit. And you know what I felt at that point? Like, you know, like in a relationship and then the guy just blows up and you're also smaller than them as a female. And you're just vulnerable and you're like, fuck, please, I'm so scared. Because Lilo's like 6 foot and I'm like 5 foot. And I'm like, baby, I love you. I'm so sorry.
I will suck your dick. I promise it'll make it all better. Sir, I'm so sorry. It's just like awkward, right? I'm like half asleep. I'm like sweating in my sleep. And then you and Jenny are like, this is not okay. This is not a drill. Just wake up.
Come on, get the fuck up. Help this situation.
And then I wake up. I'm like, it's chill. I don't even notice. I'm like, oh guys, are we a happy family? When we get up in the car, and everyone's just stone faced like, oh whatever. Everyone's just tired. And then I sit in the front. We're driving back. That's not even the end of it. Lee Long has an interview at 10 a.m. that day with Kmart.
Maya.
My bad.
It was Maya. I remember he was full suited up, man. That guy.
And we're driving back. We're so tired. It's like 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm like worried about him. I'm like, bro, are you gonna be okay? Like, we need to drive back. No one has that piece except for you. Are we gonna be okay? Like, he's like, yeah, it's fine. And then I was like, okay, you say so. So I'm doing the directions, yeah.
Yeah.
We're just doing the directions. And we're talking. And then I'm like, oh yeah. I start talking to Lee Long. And as I turn, I see Lee Long dozing off.
Sleeping.
I don't know what came across to me. I just lean over, fucking slap his face. And it was hard. Like, it's not a soft slap. It was like yeah. And then he took it actually surprisingly well. He's like, yeah. And then I think we were singing, like, we had like Christian music on. He started singing the Christian song.
Yeah, it's like he woke up and just went right into the conversation and started singing with everyone.
Started singing the Christian song. He starts praising Lord have mercy. I feel so bad because I did not mean to slap him, but I was so scared for my life. I was like I just had formal. I'm feeling pretty good about my life right now. About to go to uni. You know? Don't die on me now.
This is the start, man. This is the start.
we just finished, please. And then so that was funny. I didn't think he got angry about that because I think he he appreciated the fact that he was micro sleeping and that we had to wake him up.
Yeah, he was taking it chill. Really funny.
But that night we grew so close, man.
Such a honestly, that is such a memorable night that, like, I can't, because we had a whole gap year, hey.
We had a whole gap year.
And man, I barely remember shit from that gap year.
But you remember
that one night is so memorable. Yeah. That toxic crew, we used to call it. The toxic squad. Oh
Toxic
my
squad.
goodness.
Because of your girlfriend.
Bro, you suck at this, dude. Is that Lilo?
Hey.
Oh my girlfriend, Jezreel.
Hey. It is what it is. These people don't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, not at all. Completely
If
anonymous.
they see it, like,
Hey, we ain't smack talking.
hey, even when I'm talking about it, you know who I'm talking to. I don't need to say the name. You know exactly who I'm talking about that night. You know what I mean? It's obvious, right?
Yeah, to the people that know us, they already know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we felt bad for talking about it, we shouldn't be talking about it, even if we're blowing out the names.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you know what? It was...
Start spinning out names. Fuck this guy, fuck that guy. Oh, crap. What, okay. Just on that note, this is actually curious. Do you remember a time you actually got really angry at me? You got pissed off at me.
I mean, a couple times.
Tell me about them. Because I don't think, like... I feel like, again, I don't know if I'm being optimistic, but if you ever feel that way now, and if I ever feel that way now, I think the way we handle it would be very different to the way we handled it in the past, because I don't think we handled it much. Like
We didn't have to.
Maybe you didn't get to that level, but I just don't remember many scenarios of it.
I think in the past, I can remember a couple situations
Yeah.
where we're just like talking,
Uh-huh.
but we're not listening. Now we're just listening. We listen now.
Yeah.
But before then, we were just talking. And like, yeah, the situations where it happened, we're just talking over each other and we just get frustrated. We always just separate it and we're just like, whatever, we'll talk about it later. And then we try to like calm down and talk about it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think a time that I got angry at you actually, but not your fault, is I remember, man, this is when I was so down bad.
Oh, shit.
Holy crap, I was so down bad. I can't remember. Like, I think... Was I dating Jezreel at the time? I can't remember, but it's in West Ryde, Macca's car park.
Okay.
Right? I am down bad. I am down to my luck.
Yeah.
You know, I am like fucking struggling.
Yeah.
And then I remember us talking about like my situation. And then I remember you saying like just do this, like do this. And then I'm just like, bruh, I am doing that. And then we were just talking and I remember you like, it was like insinuating that I wasn't trying hard enough. And I was just like, bruh, I don't need to hear this right now.
Yeah,
Like, I was just
yeah.
like, I just came off a day where I'm like trying to do all this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like here with you guys trying to like just chill. And then
Yeah.
you're like on my ass like my mom. And I just remember like,
Oh,
bro,
shit.
I was so angry that night. I
Yeah.
remember. But it was like from a place of good intent. Like I was like thinking back on it, I'm like, yeah, it's chill. Then we talked about it even afterwards. I'm like, yeah, I respect that it was from good intent. You know, I was just in a bad place. Yeah. I think that's the only time I've
Yeah.
actually been like,
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you being in a bad place at that time, so difficult for you to hear anything productive, and me being like super unempathetic, not really understanding what are you actually doing right now, what are you going through, and kind of looking at a surface level, giving advice, thinking that advice is what you need, because then if I solve your problem or I help you solve your problem, then you're no longer going to be stressed about that
Yeah.
thing. And therefore you'll be happier. And I'm a good friend. Fantastic. But it's like assuming that you're not fucking smart enough and capable
Yeah.
enough to have thought through this situation 10,000 times more than I have and look through 70 million different avenues and come to this state. And I'm just kind of stepping in like, it's so obvious. Just do X, Y, Z.
yeah, it was like, yo, you depressed? Don't be depressed, bro.
Don't be sad.
I'm like, oh, thank you. It means a lot. Dumb bitch. It's just, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
also like struggle is like, it wasn't even the issue really. Like the struggle street that was really getting me down. It was the fact that I was battling with depression so many times. Like that was like the third or fourth time it came back. And at that point in time, I was just like, I don't know if I can even like survive this. Like if it keeps on fucking me like constantly, am I ever gonna make it at a time where I'm not gonna feel this way?
Yeah.
So I was just feeling so down and so sad.
Yeah.
Man, those times, I think I kind of erased so many of the hard times in my life because it's just easier to think about the good times.
Yeah.
Don't think about the bad times. Yeah, I think that's the
Like,
trick.
don't dwell on that.
Yeah, don't dwell on it. Just
Yeah.
move on. it is what it is. You survived. Good on you.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You, is there a time you remember being angry at me? But you said you don't really remember.
I think it's not like explosive anger. I'll bring it up now. You've never heard of this. You ready for this shit? And that's why I said like I was just too much of a pussy.
Okay. You say, am I ready? I
Yeah,
don't know
you
if
ready?
I'm ready. I'm a crybaby, bro. Go easy.
Yeah. It was when we were living together.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there was a period. How long did you live there? 6 months, roughly.
Something like that.
And I think, I want to talk to you about living together. But aside from that, I just we didn't talk a lot actually. Like when we lived together, we actually got further apart.
Yeah, we were pretty far apart.
Yeah, like we didn't have any of the kind of deepened connection that I thought we would have. And I think there was one thing I was observing. There was a period where you kept buying stuff. Like every day I walked into my own room and I saw a new item that was not mine. Because we had the same, we shared the same room with tables set up and everything. And I think at that point, there were two parts of me that I was really struggling with, to be honest. The one part is, man, this guy has just lived such a challenging life in recent months. Right now, he's got a place where he feels safe and he feels like he can like finally not have the burden of thinking about where do I live. And so he deserves rewarding himself with just some material goods, like a keyboard or like a pair of sneakers or whatever. So that was my side of like, man, this guy is just looking like loving himself for a little bit and he needs this kind of shit in his life. And then there was the other side of me, which was like, dude, this guy needs to fucking save. If he wants to get out of this rut, he needs to save right now. He's spending more than I am. And I'm not in a financial struggle at all, but he's spending more than I am. And I think there was like the two sides where I just struggled internally. I think I ever.
I think you brought it up.
Oh, did I bring
You
it
brought
up?
it up.
Oh, fuck, I don't remember I brought it up.
That's what I mean, yeah.
But that was like a struggle for me. And I would totally wish I just sat the fuck down with you and said, yo, dude, I'm seeing you buy a lot of things. These are the two sides of me that I'm feeling. Let's talk about it. How are you feeling about this? And I just wish I had that level of like maturity. And I think it's more about courage to bring up a conversation like that with you. Yeah.
I think like thinking back to that point, it was like I had just spent 2 years literally hadn't bought anything for myself.
Yeah.
All of it was going into rent.
Yeah.
I moved from Para to your house. So I had just spent the last 3 months having to pay for 2 people's rooms when it was supposed to be a person in each room. And then someone left like without the agreement. So I was just like stressed. I couldn't find anyone for that room. Holy fuck. I was so poor.
Yeah.
And then I think moved into yours and then I got a job.
That was the sales job.
Yeah. That was sales job. And it was actually pretty good money. Like it actually allowed me to like save up and move out within getting it.
Yeah.
And then, first paycheck, I'm like, oh, fuck, I really want this. And then I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy because I've been holding back for so long.
Yeah.
And then I think, but that was the first thing. Like, I would say that was the first thing. And then it just became another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing.
Yeah.
Because I was so not used to
being able to.
I was like holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, I like, even in the back of my mind, I'm like, I feel bad because I'm like freeloading. It looks bad. But I think just my guilty pleasures and retail therapy, I was just like, that little dopamine hit. I'm like,
you really need it.
Oh, baby. This is getting me through the month. You know? So, yeah. Because even now, I actually spend a lot less on material goods than I did back then. Because I've just learned how to deal with my impulses so well and like, care about money. But yeah, back then, it's like, definitely, I feel you struggle. Like, even for me, I'm like, I've struggled for so long. I should like treat myself.
Yeah.
And then versus like, nah, I need to save, get out of here, gratefulness and all that. And stuff.
I don't know. It's never like I felt it was like, oh, dude, I need you to save so you can get out of my fucking house like ASAP. It wasn't that. It was more like I just wanted to see you not struggle anymore, but you spending is not getting you closer to not struggling.
Yeah.
And so I think that was what just saddened me because I was like, oh my God, like, this guy knows how bad it is with no money. And now that he's got money, he's spending money. And I'm like, fuck. You know, and it's just a little bit like that. I didn't care if you live longer because it honestly didn't really affect my lifestyle all too much.
I didn't want to spend too long.
Yeah. I understand your emotion of that.
Should get out of here pretty soon.
Right. Okay.
Grateful to your parents and shit, but should move.
Yeah.
But it was fun, like being taken care of. I felt like your mom really acted like a parent to me. Like your parents were like parents to me in that time. So like during that time, I literally called your parents like my second parents.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, like this is what I wanted my parents to be like. You know, and it was just like so unspoken. Everything was so unspoken. Whereas like I feel like in my family life, it's like everything is spoken about. Like you should be grateful for this. I'm doing this for you. Like I'm doing this for you, this for you, this for you. You're so ungrateful. Whereas with your parents, it was just so like, nah, don't even mention it type feel. And I was like,
that's true. They'll just do things and that's their joy.
Yeah.
Like they can they'll put the bowl of food there and if they can see eating it happily, that they're happy.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? Like
I was like, actually something that I want to talk about is like, I was at home and you weren't at home. One of the like days I was actually at home.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, like your mom's at home, but I don't expect her to cook for me because I'm like, oh, she'll cook for you, she'll cook for me.
Oh, yeah.
She'll cook
it's
for
a
me.
package deal.
Package deal. I'm like, that's cool with me. So I'm like, oh, like I'm a bit hungry, but I'll think about what to do after I finish working. And then your mom just comes in with like food. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so nice. You know, and then it's just like, yeah, when I'm at home and she's at home, she'll cook me food. I'm like, damn, like that's so much like for my fam, not bagging my mom or anything, but I'll be like to my mom, Mom, I'm hungry. She's like, bitch, cook yourself. I'm like, fair enough. I'm going to cook myself.
I can imagine your mom at home tonight if she hears this. I dare you to walk through this door right now, bitch.
But she won't even be able to say it's untrue. She'll cook dinner, but she won't cook lunch, you know? So I'm like, Mom, I'm hungry. Why are you telling me? I'm like, damn, my bad.
Why do I need this information? Do you think I can do anything about it?
Damn, I really wish we could go back 5 seconds where you didn't open your fucking mouth. Like, you're right.
Sorry,
right.
I'll turn around and go back to my room.
That's how I feel. Because then, what do? I walk to the kitchen, because it's not my kitchen. I don't know what there is. So I open the doors. Damn, this sucks. I go back to my room, but I'm like hungry. I come out 10 minutes. I shouldn't say anything. I open the doors. It just happens for an hour. You know?
Oh no, it's so sad.
It is. It's not sad. It's just like it is what it is.
It is. Yeah, it is what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Talking about another thing I want to ask you, because this has been something I've actually been hearing a lot lately, is when girls make the commentary of they want their male partner or female partner, but although in my context that hasn't happened, but just their partner wanting to lead the relationship more. So a lot of times I hear they would say, man, I just wish the guy would just be more assertive. Like when I say, where do we want to eat? Or when we go on a date, like they just know what they want to eat. Not the, babe, whatever, what do you want to eat? What cuisines do you want to eat? I'm easy, you know? Like, oh, whatever you like, I'm happy to go. And they're like, damn, why do I have to make all the decisions? As if I'm like, I don't know, wearing a pants or something, like that kind of sentiment. How do you feel about that type of commentary?
I mean, it just depends on the guy and the girl. Like some girls know exactly what they want to eat. Some girls have no idea. Some guys know exactly what they want to eat. Some have no idea. I'm a culprit of saying whatever, like to those, what do you want to eat? Because it really, like, it is whatever. But I, like, if it's like an issue, like we're like 30 minutes, we got to decide where to eat. That's different. I'll be like, I don't mind between, like, usually what I'm doing with Jessie right now is she will suggest the things and then I'll say. And usually she's good at choosing options, so I'm like, whatever between the three. And then it will become into like, oh, I'm kind of feeling this, or we'll talk about it, and then usually it works.
Yeah.
But if like, I'm sure that if it comes to a point where we can't make a decision at all, like I'll just call the shots, or she'll call the shots. Like someone will step up.
Yeah.
I think it's more frustrating when it's just like always someone, because I think even for a guy, it'll be annoying for a guy to be like, the girlfriend's like, oh, like, can you choose where to eat? And then the guy chooses. You know, I think the main frustration is like usually when they say whatever, it's not actually whatever.
Right.
It's like whatever with asterisks. Whatever I want to eat. And it's up to you to decide.
It's
what I
you
wanna
to
eat.
figure out what I'm feeling today.
Yeah. How about burgers?
It's a bit
No.
oily.
Actually, nah, not really.
But everything else, I'm whatever.
Yeah, like you just really bad at choosing, babe. Thai? Too expensive. You're like, oh, okay. My liege, may I politely slap the shit out? It's never happened for me, but I can just imagine like that's how people feel. You know?
Yeah. Because I think I am like such a culprit of not deciding. And in my past relationship, I never decided because I think my ex had a pretty strong idea of what she wanted to eat all the time.
She was pretty strong. She knew.
Yeah. So she wants to eat certain like cravings. I didn't care.
You're in for the ride.
Yeah, I'm in for a ride.
You're
so
the credit card.
Yeah. So I didn't, but I don't think she cared too much in that context. But then I think that just helped develop a habit for me where I then go like, well, I honestly don't care, but I'm worried that you actually have cuisines that you don't like. And if I be assertive for the sake of being assertive and just choosing something, there will be two outcomes in that. Oh, there's three. See, I already negated the good outcome. But there are three outcomes. Either I make the right choice, we have a great date. I make the wrong choice, but she doesn't mention it. And so she doesn't enjoy it. Or I make the wrong choice and then she pushes back and says, oh, nah, I don't want it. And now I'm like too afraid to go for the second one. Why? Not because I'll get rejected a second time, because I'm afraid that she doesn't want to reject me a second time. Which means I then fall into the second scenario of making a bad choice, but she's now quiet about it. Because she's like, well, I already said no once, so I'll better say yes to the second one. So
It's a healthy communication, Michael.
Yeah.
You just talked about it. It's, hey, babe, I kind of feel like this. Yes or no's. And
Yeah.
then they'll say no, and you're like, cool.
That's true.
I'm literally okay with anything.
Yeah. Like, I'm happy to make decisions, but I want you to be honest if you're actually down for it or you're not down for it, and I won't be butthurt about it. And
Well,
then-
usually you should just, like, I think it's like to avoid that.
Yeah.
I think it's just like 3 solutions we're all okay with.
Yeah.
And then it's just like balancing ideas between the 3. So whatever option you land on, you're like literally good. on. Yeah.
Why do you think females, at least in my context, that I hear about, are so upset when the guy doesn't show leadership in those ways?
It's not about leadership. I'm sure it's not about leadership. I think it's about care. It seems like care. Think about the situation.
Yeah.
We're walking. I'm on my phone. You ask, hey, babe, I'm a bit hungry. What do you want to eat? Whatever.
Oh, you're thinking that type of scenario.
I'm thinking that type. I don't think any girl is going to be legitimately angry if they're like, what do you want to eat? I don't really mind. But they're having a talk.
Talk about it.
And then she proposes a couple and he's like, not that, not that, not that. And then proposes his own. Or even if they're talking about it, not that, not that, not that. Next option, please. That's lack of care.
Yeah.
It's about lack of care, not leadership, you know? So I don't think it's like, oh, my man's not an alpha. I'm so sad. Like, I need to be with an alpha. No, it's lack of care. I think many people think it's, oh, you need to be a leader to be attractive to female or like to girls.
I see.
But it's not. It's just you show enough care about the situation, right?
Because I didn't think of it in that scenario. Or, like, yeah, that's really clear that that's a lack of care. Like, I literally said, I'm hungry right now. I'm raising an issue. And maybe if you care about it, like, you'll be like, okay, where do we want to eat? I'm more thinking about like, I'm actually in the conversation, but I'm just not deciding because of my fear that I decide the wrong thing. But I'm giving them my attention. Like, we're setting up a date. And you know what? I feel a lot actually like if I meet someone online and then we're setting up that first date. Now I am just being a lot more intentional about, okay, let's meet this time, this location, and I'll just decide what to eat and you just like turn up and we'll go from there. Or I might ask them like, what cuisines do you like? They give me an idea and then I make a decision. But I would refuse to now I try to refuse to make the girl decide on the dinner for the first
I think
date.
that's different. That's like in a relationship versus dating.
Yeah.
Thinking about what you want to eat isn't as simple as being like, what do I feel like today? This is what I want to eat. It is, what do I feel like? And what do I think my partner is going to like?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Someone who's you're asking out on a date isn't going to, is conscious of it, but doesn't have the effort to want to do it, you know?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, why am I going through this effort? He's not even that cute. He's 5'6". Like,
Right. Hey, you know what they say? They say smaller things are cuter. All right, I just appreciate that, please.
No, they say smaller things have personality. That's what, you know. Okay. I'm sure he has
a great personality.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's just like, so it's more attractive to that, or more, not even more attractive, just easier. Like you just need to lower the barrier for them because they're the ones that are choosing to go on a date with you.
Yeah,
you're the one that was like, "May I take you out?" And then you need to make it as easy for them to say yes, and that's just. What cuisines do you like? Let me decide for you. I'll take care of everything. Just literally rock up.
Yeah,
you know, just think about when you're going somewhere and you're like, oh crap, what do I need? Like places, like let's say you're going go-karting. Or let's say you're going to paintball.
Yep.
Right? You're like, oh, there's so much equipment. What do I need to bring?
Yeah.
But paintball, like the paintball place is like, yeah, they're like, yo, this is what you need to bring. Just rock up with this and you're good. And you're good. Like, oh, I feel so good. I'm going to go. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it's all planned out for you.
You're like, oh, this makes me feel good. I want to go. It's so taken care of. Am I being taken care of right now? You know, it's like that type of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I just feel like I'm so bad at actually making those decisions. Actually crazy.
I think it's you scared of making the wrong decision.
No, I straight up have been making wrong decisions. I know it, and it's so embarrassing. Like every time it happens, I want to like crawl into my cave and just like hide. I'll give you examples. Like I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll choose a place, and then I'm like, okay, let me think about what they want. There's so many cafes nearby in the suburb that they live, because they live around locally with where I live. But I'm like, that's kind of boring though. If I just suggest a cafe that I know is solid, but it's really close, I don't feel like that's that fun. I bet. Let's think of something a little bit further away. And my dumbass would choose a place in Chatswood. That's like a 40-minute drive away. It's so fucking far. But it's such a nice place. And I'm like, yo, let's go here. Do you want to just go to and literally insert name of the cafe I was thinking that was local that I thought was boring? And I'm like, oh my God. All right, I give up.
I think you got to give options. I think it's always options.
Yeah.
You just make it easy enough for them to choose. Do you want this place that is expensive and nice and far? Or do you want local, cheap, easy?
See. And then if they're like, oh, I don't mind, then you can commit.
Then you're like, oh,
yeah,
I feel like expensive and I'm paying, so I get to choose. So you come, you know, it's that type of mentality.
I think I went too far on the other side of the spectrum where I was like, okay, fine. I think I need to be better at making decisions. I'm just going to like make all the decisions without any level of consultation.
You see, because some girls love helping you make decisions. It's like,
I see.
They want to make the date perfect for themselves. Let them, you know, just don't think every person is the same because everyone is different, you know. Like some girls would love someone that's like more considerate. Some girls would love guys that are like super, you know, leadery, like, oh, follow me. I see food, follow. Anyways, that's really interesting. So what we now know from this segment, Michael's a bitch.
I think
to Michael's future wife. You know, you're always deciding what you're going to eat.
Help me
It's
out.
tough out here.
Yeah, it's really hard for me. I'm just saying. But yeah.
To students, make fun of him if you listen this far.
Yeah, feel free to.
Once again, thank you for listening. If you've listened to the end, catch us on Spotify. It will be link in the description below. Do you have any parting words of wisdom you want to say to these kiddies or these people?
Yes. But it's completely unrelated to what we've been talking about before. But something that's really on my mind lately is I personally believe right now that if you want to live a great life and a good life, it is absolutely worth choosing the path where there is a lot of challenges along the way. I think recently there's been two paths I can take. One that is more kickback and relax and I feel like I'm retired. And another path where I'm a little bit more daring and a little bit more willing to take on discomfort. But I think that the rewards are greater. So if you ever feel like, oh, is it worth just pushing and trying hard? I think it is worth it. And if you look back, you will not regret a decision like that. So maybe make that personal commitment for yourself, and then in turn inspire the people around you to also think like that. I think it's helpful.
Nice. I also have a speech.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love.
Yes, laugh a lot. Okay. See you guys next week. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.